Study hard to get good results.
In a bustling Cambodian high school, nestled within the vibrant heart of Phnom Penh, two students stood out, not just for their academic potential, but for their vastly different approaches to it. There was Sokha, a girl with eyes that mirrored the deep, fertile soil of her village, carrying the hopes of her family on her slender shoulders. Her parents, humble rice farmers, had poured every spare riel into her education, seeing it as the golden key to a better future, not just for her, but for their entire lineage. Sokha understood this. Every textbook was a sacred scroll, every lesson a precious gift. Then there was Vana. Handsome, quick-witted, and effortlessly charming, Vana was the darling of his classmates. His family was comfortably off, and he possessed an innate intelligence that often allowed him to grasp complex concepts with minimal effort. While Sokha spent her evenings hunched over books, her lamp casting long shadows on her small rental room's walls, Vana could often be found laughing with friends at local cafes or engrossed in the latest mobile games. "Why stress, Sokha?" he would often tease, a playful glint in his eye. "We're young. Life's meant to be enjoyed, not just studied away."
Sokha would offer a small, polite smile, her focus unwavering. "The harvest is only good if you work the land diligently, Vana," she'd reply, her voice soft but firm. "Education is my harvest."
As the dreaded National Baccalaureate examination loomed closer, the atmosphere in the school grew thick with anticipation and anxiety. Teachers dedicated extra hours, review sessions became mandatory, and even the most carefree students began to feel the immense pressure. Sokha, however, was in her element. She thrived on the challenge. Long before the final crunch, she had cultivated a rigorous study schedule. Every morning, before the sun painted the sky with hues of dawn, she would wake to review her notes. During lunch breaks, while others chatted or played, she'd be in the library, poring over additional texts or approaching her teachers with insightful questions. Her notebooks were meticulously organized, filled with detailed summaries and practice problems. She often sacrificed social gatherings, movie nights, and even the occasional visit to the market with friends, knowing that every moment dedicated to her studies was an investment in her future. She pictured her parents' tired but hopeful faces, and that image fueled her resolve. Vana, on the other hand, began to feel the first tendrils of panic. His usual strategy of last-minute cramming, which had served him well for smaller tests, was proving utterly inadequate for the sheer volume and depth required for the baccalaureate. Weeks before the exam, he started to pull all-nighters, his eyes red and blurry from exhaustion. He found himself grappling with concepts he'd dismissed earlier, realizing now that his natural intelligence was a fragile tool without the sturdy foundation of consistent effort. He would see Sokha calmly reviewing her well-organized notes, looking focused yet surprisingly rested, and a pang of envy, tinged with regret, would stir within him. "How do you do it, Sokha?" he asked one afternoon, finding her in the library. He looked disheveled, a stark contrast to her composed demeanor. "There's so much. I feel like I'm drowning." Sokha looked up, her expression sympathetic. "It's like building a house, Vana. You lay the bricks one by one, carefully, every day. If you wait until the storm comes to start building, the foundation won't hold." The exam days arrived, heavy with the weight of years of schooling and future aspirations. Students entered the examination halls with a mixture of dread and determination. Sokha approached each paper with a quiet confidence, her mind clear, her memory sharp, a direct result of her systematic preparation. Vana, despite his frantic last-minute efforts, often found himself staring at questions, the answers just beyond his reach, a haze of half-remembered facts clouding his mind. He felt the cold sweat of regret, realizing the truth of Sokha's analogy. His house of knowledge had a weak foundation. Weeks later, the results were posted online and on the school's notice board, triggering a wave of euphoria and despair across the student body. Families gathered, holding their breath, their fingers trembling as they scrolled through lists or scanned the printed sheets. Sokha's name was prominently displayed among the top achievers, securing an outstanding score that guaranteed her a scholarship to the prestigious Royal University of Phnom Penh, allowing her to pursue her dream of becoming an engineer. The news brought tears of joy to her parents, who immediately called her, their voices thick with emotion and pride. Her success was not just hers, it was a beacon for her entire village, proving that hard work, combined with opportunity, could indeed lift families out of hardship. Vanna's name was also there, but further down the list. He had passed, but his scores were mediocre, not nearly enough to gain entry into the competitive programs he had once casually eyed. His parents, though disappointed, reassured him, reminding him of their resources and the possibility of studying abroad or taking over the family business. But Vanna knew, deep down, that he had squandered a precious opportunity. He saw Sokha, radiant with her achievement, surrounded by well-wishers, and understood the profound difference sustained effort made. Walking home that day, Vanna reflected on Sokha's journey, a stark contrast to his own. He realized that intelligence was a gift, but discipline and diligence were the tools that truly honed it into something powerful and impactful. Sokha's success was not born of luck or innate genius alone, but from unwavering commitment, tireless nights, and a profound understanding of the value of her education, not just for herself, but for the betterment of her family and, by extension, her community. From that day forward, Vanna carried the lesson with him. He learned that true achievement wasn't about being the smartest, but about being the most dedicated. And Sokha, with her bright mind and even brighter future, became a living testament to the powerful truth. Hard work and studying truly does lead to good results, illuminating not just an individual's path, but the hopes and dreams of an entire society.